At first glance, Maple Ridge looked like the perfect suburban escape: clean streets, quiet nights, and smiling neighbors. But behind one clipboard, one visor, and one bleach bottle lurked something much darker. This isn't just a story about HOA rules. It's about power, resistance, and how a single glowing fence lit the match for a neighborhood uprising. When I first pulled into Maple Ridge Estates, I thought I had arrived in some kind of suburban dream. Pastel homes lined manicured lawns. Every street name ended in something like Willow or Meadow. Even the mailboxes had personality, just enough variation to feel charming, but not enough to offend the HOA. I had no idea I was moving into a war zone. It started on my first morning. I opened my door to find a 50-page binder taped, yes, taped to the front. Not handed to me, not mailed. Taped, like a warning. It was labeled the Harmony Handbook. A sticky note clung to the front, reading, "Welcome. We're always watching. K." I should have trusted my instincts. I should have seen the warning signs. But I shrugged it off. Big mistake. Within days, I was fined for having my trash bins visible during drying, then for planting flowers that weren't in the approved color harmony palette. I got cited for reflective mailbox stickers and for wind chimes that exceeded the decibel threshold. It was absurd. It was surreal. And it had a name: Karen Whitmore. She was the HOA president, a 58-year-old woman with a frozen smile, bleach blonde bob, and a golf visor that never left her head. She didn't knock. She didn't speak unless challenged. She just appeared, clipboard in hand, pacing in front of homes like she was inspecting a military base. I wasn't the only one she targeted. Elena, a stay-at-home mom 2 houses down, got fined for letting her kids' chalk drawings stay too long on the driveway. Darren, a soft-spoken IT guy next door, got hit with 3 citations in 1 week for weed-like foliage that turned out to be lavender. We weren't neighbors. We were suspects. Still, I might have let it go. I might have played along, paid the fines, mowed the grass twice a week, lived small. Until one morning, I saw it. A circle of dead grass in the center of my lawn, bright white, chemically precise. It looked like a bleach burn, deliberate, artificial, unmistakable. I knew. I just knew. But I had no proof. So I confronted her. I walked up with a fake smile and an iced tea in hand, pretending I didn't care. "Lovely day," I said. "Strange what happened to my lawn." Though, she didn't flinch. "We all do our part to maintain standards," she replied, eyes cold behind her sunglasses. That was it. No denial, no apology. That's when I stopped playing defense. I studied art in college. I'd done a little forensic design work on the side. I had UV reactive ink and a black light from an old project. And I had an idea. Over the course of a week, I painted phrases onto her white vinyl fence, phrases that were invisible during the day, but glowed like neon signs under UV light. Dictator in disguise. HOA or cult. This is why aliens avoid Earth. Subtle. Poetic justice. At first, no one noticed. Then one night, Karen turned on her security floodlights and screamed. The ink lit up. The messages glowed. She lost it. She called the police, the HOA board, even the mayor. No one did anything. There was no damage, no traceable crime, no law against invisible satire. But that wasn't the real victory. The real win came at 4:42 a.m., exactly 1 week later. My cameras caught her wearing gloves, hoodie up, bleach bottle in hand, tiptoeing across my lawn like a petty criminal in a low-budget movie. I didn't post the footage online. Not yet. I shared it with a private group, a few of the neighbors who'd been targeted. Within hours, Elena responded. "I've seen her do this before." She messaged. "She's gotten away with it for years." That was the moment things changed. Darren stepped up. He started digging into HOA records. As an IT consultant, He knew how to find metadata and digital trails. What he uncovered made my glowing fence look like child's play. Karen's second-in-command, Linda Poole, was rerouting monthly HOA fees through her own Venmo account, marked as community compliance support. Thousands of dollars. Misappropriated. Unapproved. With Elena's background as a former paralegal, we compiled everything: financial reports, surveillance footage, documented citations, even Karen's fake maintenance invoices. We handed it all to Detective Sloan at the County Fraud Division. 3 weeks later, the raid happened. Officers pulled a 4-drawer filing cabinet from Karen's house. Inside, detailed records on 70 families, notes on their routines, lawn conditions, financial histories. There were even printed photos taken without consent. She wasn't just enforcing rules, she was profiling us. Karen was charged with wire fraud, impersonating a public official, and unlawful data collection. Linda cut a deal and turned over additional files. The HOA board collapsed within days. But what came next was even better. At the emergency HOA meeting, we passed what's now called the Whitmore Clause: no citations or surveillance allowed without third-party legal approval. Fines had to be voted on, budgets made public. A retired judge, Irene Caldwell, was elected as the new HOA president. And for the first time in years, people started planting wildflowers without permission. We hosted monthly lawn gnome battles. Someone built a mailbox shaped like a dragon. Elena printed flamingo stickers, and we all slapped them onto our trash cans like badges of honor. 3 months later, we saw her again. Karen. She had rebranded herself as Kate in Richmond and signed up as a keynote speaker for a civic leadership conference in a town 3 hours north. Elena exposed her on social media. The video of her defending bleach as a lawful lawn purifier went viral. A flying inflatable flamingo hit her mid-speech. Poetic, cinematic, deserved. Karen moved. Her house lost over $90,000 in value, but her glowing fence still visible under blacklight. Now, when neighbors gather on warm evenings, someone always points to that fence and smiles. It's a reminder that even in the safest-looking neighborhoods, power can be abused, and that sometimes you don't need lawsuits or violence to fight back. You just need UV ink, a camera, a few brave neighbors, and one very determined flamingo. Because in Maple Ridge, we don't play by fear anymore. We play by light.